Regional Archaeological Museum, Antonino Salinas, Palermo, William Hovey Smith, 2019. I'm William Hovey Smith, and my new project is a book, screenplay, and movie, Father of the Grooms, and that's what takes me to Palermo. I'm researching my topic, and I'm gathering other materials which I have described in a previous video, as somewhat illustrated by this photo right here. The museum at Palermo is where I went to see if I could find some particular objects. This is the entrance, of course, and once you look inside, you see a fountain and pool. Is not unusual, but what is unusual, it is occupied and has been for many years by a family of turtles. And here they are. They look very much like an American turtle that I have back home, as a matter of fact, except mine are mostly terrestrial. And they do go to water, but they're really tortoises rather than aquatic turtles. I don't know about these particular ones. The museum was started and it was added to. It's the oldest such museum in Europe. And as is typical of many structures in Sicily, it has suffered earthquake damage, and it was quite severe, as you can see. But the museum has been rebuilt, its collections reassembled, and you may visit it any day. These are some of the prime pieces here in the museum. Actually, the third floor was closed when I was there, so I didn't get to see some of them. It's in an old cloister. Now, in Sicily and Italy, the cloisters were closed after the Sicilian Risorgimento, and they were made and converted into public structures, such as this. This is the interior courtyard, of course, and we'll see some sarcophagi. These figures were found, collected, dug, and donated. So they have many, many different origins. Some that you'll see a little later were actually donated by kings, and others were extra stuff that was sent from other museums, because frankly they just didn't have room for it all, especially from all the material that was coming from Pompeii. We have some detailed descriptions of individual objects, and a room dedicated to a relatively recent killed archaeologist who was killed by ISIS in Syria. Now, gold was found in some of these, and that's the reason many of them were looted in antiquity. And it's really sort of a shame because we lost a lot of good stuff. And again, we have more heroic figures. This is a view of the reconstruction of one of the temple cities that was excavated, and this was up on the Acropolis, and you can see it as it is now and as it is rendered. These are shackles. They were slaves. Yeah, they sure were in Roman times, and these were from the Roman period. This is some spear points and also an iron dagger down there. I was looking actually for a much older bronze dagger, but never found one. And these were lead, and they were written upon to curse those in the graves. This is what some of the temples looked like and when they were new. That is, the friezes were oftentimes painted and decorated with terracotta. And this is one of the friezes here. And continuing around the room, you see other objects. And that snaky thing is just a bench in the middle, so don't be shocked, as well as other things that were collected from that particular site. Now, this is another temple at another site showing a head in the center of the temple of the god. And here it is as it is seen today. This looks much like some of the temples I saw in the Valley of the Temples. And again, reconstruction of another temple showing the details. This is a sling in Roman times when they actually cast lead sling weights. Here is another goddess done in two different types of stone. And here we have Hercules in one of his labors, Hercules, called by the Greeks, and he is slaying his stag. This is a flute, a pair of them, that was recovered in one archaeological site. They're bronze, they're very unusual. You can see the finger holes. They are quite different from modern flutes, and who knows what exactly they sounded like, but of course I assume they made some fluty kind of noises. I have a friend who's very interested in flutes, so hence the detail about this particular object. The rods in the middle are just so they can be handled safely. I did not find what I was looking for here, which is a flame-shaped dagger used by some of the first inhabitants of Sicily in the early Bronze Age. I want to make one in steel for one of my characters, namely Luigi the Claw. The book, the screenplay, and ultimately the movie is a 4-year project in which you may participate, actually. You can find out about it at fatherofthegrooms.net. Now, for the next 30 days, you can join my Kickstarter project, contribute $20, and you'll receive the chapters of the book as I actually write them. Now, the book is going to be published next year, and when it is, you'll get the completed book. Now, if you have specialized knowledge that I can use, by all means, tell me about it, and I will give you a credit in the book when it's written. Now, those who work with me on the book and the screenplay and supply information of all kinds of sorts and natures about the human condition, what it's like for young guys and gals seeking to get married under various circumstances, yeah, I use that sort of stuff. Now, unlike the book, I just can't do this movie all by myself. So, if you participate with me now, you'll receive the option to try out an audition for any parts that might be available in the movie for which you are suitable. See you soon in the movies. Goodbye, and God bless.